My name is Heather Feather. I am the owner of Rare Bird Medicine, and today I wanted to talk about the cost of freedom. Today in the States, it is Independence Day. It's the 4th of July, and this is the annual holiday where people celebrate independence, their independent freedom that was garnered from England by coming over to a new land and murdering all the inhabitants on that land. Great, you're free. Good. You killed a bunch of people also. So, I don't know, there's something since I stepped on the shamanic path that causes 4th of July to always be a little bit of a sad holiday for me. The fireworks are fun. They're beautiful. I'm from Texas. I love barbecue. I'll definitely eat that burger. Although I don't drink gluten, I'll take that gluten-free beer. I love a party. I love to have fun. I'm a double fire sign. And also, this holiday is a little sad if we consider what it means. In order for people to have freedom, usually there's some type of oppression they're rising up against, and usually in that process, many lives will be lost. Now, as I always say, don't worry, Hades is coming for you. His cold, bony fingers are going to touch your shoulder, and you get to die. And you get to die. You don't have to live to be 5 million years old. You're welcome. Death is a thing. And you get to die. And I don't know, humanity loves to, do Hades' job for Hades. Let me help you out, brother. I'm just going to pew, 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 kill everything around me. Now it's my land. It's okay. Hades doesn't need any help. It's coming anyhow. Don't worry. Every flesh costume is going to rot off the bone or turn to ash. That's what happens. The flesh costume eventually hits such a rapid state of decay that it just rots right off the bone there. So we don't need to help death. I think it could behoove humanity to start considering and demanding that we have greater conflict resolution skills as a peoples and stop turning to violence as a means to support freedoms. Because historically, this is how we've always done it. So let's consider what has been needed for African Americans and Haitians and people of color that have been brought over to the States and used as slaves. So a lot of people will say oh, we don't need to do anything about reparations. Oh, I didn't do that. I'm not the one that enslaved you. Okay, all of humanity, let's back up for a second. Let's connect with the truth. All energy is unified. Every two-legged is the slave and the master. There is no separation in life. Separation is the delusion to begin with. And it's that separation that causes us to fight amongst ourselves to obtain freedoms, because everyone is the oppressor and the oppressed. And we grapple for this as if, no, I'm on this side, I'm on that side. I didn't cause that, so I'm not responsible for it. Hold on. You're actually responsible for everything that ever is, was, or will be, because there's an undulating blob of something called energy, and it's what everything is made of, and it's one thing. So it's all connected. And so when you take a people and you go, oh, let's grab some people from these islands, let's grab some people from this country, let's bring them over here, let's have them work real hard, let's, rape their women and beat them and blah, 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 blah. And then that's how you get a country rolling for your Independence Day. There's a lot of trauma, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of suffering, there's a lot of terrible, terrible things handed into people's experiences that then get handed down in the DNA and the RNA and the knowledge and the wisdom in the bloodline. And so one of the things, I think that we can do on the 4th of July, on Independence Day, to make this day sacred, is if you're going to go buy fireworks and you're going to go buy, meat, and you're going to go buy party supplies, or you're going to go get whatever to get your 4th of July going, is there a way that you can support a Black-owned business? Is there a way that you can support giving some level of energetic reparation to the extremely dysfunctional way this country was founded? Slavery is terrible. If you don't get that, I'm obviously not somebody that, you're not watching this video. You're not one of my people. You know what I mean? But if you do get that, then if slavery is terrible to you, then one of the ways you can support is giving a person of color or an African American the right of way when you're driving, when you're going into a store, being an asset, supporting their business, finding ways you can support communities that are African American based, finding ways to support greater rights for all of humanity. Also, all the natives. There were so many natives that were slaughtered. 55 years after we won our independence, the Trail of Tears happened. A very tragic thing to Native peoples. And many tragic things occurred for Native peoples. They were called savages. They were called, we treated, these Europeans came over and treated natives as if they were these wild savages, but they actually lived in greater harmony and greater care and greater stewardship of the Mother Earth that is going to provide for the children's 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 children than all those Europeans that came over here and murdered them. They were doing a better job at being a steward of that which provides all of our food and a place to stand and a place to live and build your home, Earth friend. So this is what's brought me into a sadness on this holiday. I'm not here to poo-poo on your parade but I think it could be a good day to support a Native artist, to support a Native creator. Is there a way that you can give reparations, that you can be aware that this freedom had a cost, it had a price, and the price was too large. And people have paid dearly for this price of freedom. People of color, Black people, the Black community, African Americans, Native tribes, all of them here in the States, all of the Native tribes, that suddenly had people come over and be like, we're oppressed over there, so we're going to just pew, 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 kill all y'all, and now this is our house. Woo, let's do fireworks and hot dogs. It's like, hold on. It's important we remember our history. So I think, I love fireworks. I think they're beautiful. I've seen some amazing fireworks shows, and I love to celebrate. And I think celebration is good and needed. And I think, as a general rule, the two-leggeds are too serious and they need to lighten up. You guys start watching some comedy, you're all too serious about it all. It's just emptiness. Let's not take it so seriously. But also, while we're having fun, while we're having a good time, while we're lifting spirits, while we're celebrating, while we're exploding things in the air, let's remember the sacrifices that were made. Any soldier in any culture makes a sacrifice to potentially lose their life to protect the freedoms of the lands they stand in. That those sacrifices we should have reverence for. And I'm not going to take a side. I'm not for the American military because I'm not an American. I'm a global citizen. I have bones. I bleed red. You have bones. You bleed red. Are you really from the lands in which you popped out of a vagina? That's strange. Seems like you're a human. Seems like you are of this earth school. And based on that, so we stand on the shoulders of giants. So many huge sacrifices were made so that you can go and set out your picnic blanket or whatever it is and have a nice little celebratory day with your family. So I just wanted to share my perspective on this day because I'm always trying to share that rare bird way. And the rare bird way that I see as being an option for today is to include in your 4th of July celebrations, include in your independence, some level of wanting to extend and offer reparations to those that had to sacrifice everything so that you can celebrate. You can honor African American communities. You can honor Native tribes. You can support their businesses. You can make it an annual tradition. You can include your kids in it. We got our freedom and stopped the oppression of the British by coming over here, but we also oppressed the people. So every 4th of July, we support a different Native tribe. Cool. This is what we do. It's like, Christmas or Thanksgiving where you might give gifts to those in need or, toys for tots, or you might feed the homeless. Can we have 4th of July have some level of reverence in the same way? My brother was in the military for 24 years. His wife was in the military. He could have lost his life in working to defend what he believed he was defending, which is my freedom. And so can we have reverence for what people give in every different direction for us to celebrate this day? And also, can we celebrate it in an honorable way? One of the things with all the meat that's getting purchased today that can happen is you can have an annual tradition of every 4th of July you do all grass-fed, grass-finished. Because every time you support grass-fed and pasture-raised, every swinging time, you spend the extra money to support grass-fed and pasture-raised, you create healthy soil. Because the farmers that are raising those grass-fed cows and those pasture-raised animals are creating healthy soil because their happy animals are roaming the lands and releasing their waste on the lands, which creates more microorganisms, which creates a healthy soil that then pulls carbon monoxide out of the air. And then the soil uses the carbon from the carbon monoxide that our cars are dumping into the air all the time and uses it for the organisms in the soil. So can you make your 4th of July tradition a tradition around, 4th of July is more expensive, but we know we're buying those fireworks, we're buying all this stuff. We're going to also buy some grass-fed, grass-finished, pasture-raised meats. And we're going to honor those industries. We're going to help our Mother Earth. We're going to honor her. In the same way, our native brethren, our beautiful native teachers and their teachings are beautiful. In the same way that they honored this earth, we're going to step into that stewardship. We're going to step into that stewardship of our kingdom in the way our brothers and teachers called the natives have done. The natives of these lands, the true Americans. The most American thing you can do is support a native because they're from here. Everyone else is an immigrant, newsflash. I don't know if you know that, but if you're not a native, you're an immigrant. And probably come from a lineage of marauders that came over and slaughtered natives. So what are you proud of, American? You're only an American if you're a native. So there's just a lot of things with this holiday that are a little tricky if we're going to get into honoring history and being honest about what's going on with this day. I think it's perfectly appropriate to celebrate, but I think it behooves us to use some intelligence around what it is that we're celebrating. We're celebrating the giants that we stand on, all the soldiers globally that were brave enough and bold enough to sacrifice their lives for what they believed was protecting freedoms of whatever their people were. Bless them. Bless them. And to those that have lost their lives, may your tribes and those that remain thrive. And, can we honor our earth? Can we maybe not buy a bunch of 4th of July napkins and take some towels and clean up our spills with towels this year? A towel will clean up a drunken spill just as quickly as a paper towel, but it's not a dead tree. Fun. Fun. What a fun, neat, novel idea to not slaughter trees also today. And then the concept of fireworks, I would say, scares the living daylights out of every four-legged, every feathered brethren, every creature. Creatures don't use fireworks. It's a two-legged system. So it scares the living daylights out of any baby if you do a firework close to a baby that just was put to bed. So the other consideration with 4th of July, the community I just came out of, they shot off fireworks 2, sometimes 4 times a week, every week of the entire year that I lived there. So if you're going to buy a bunch and you're going to get a ton, can you honor fireworks being a thing you do this week and not do that all year round and scare the heck out of every four-legged because you have compassion in your heart and an awareness that fireworks are a typical 4th of July celebration and it scares the living daylights out of our four-legged. So let's rein it in. Let's shoot them off today. Let's shoot them off the day before. Let's shoot them off the day after. But let's use up that supply in the given week that it is intended for this celebration so that for the rest of the year, the babies can remain asleep and the parents can get a break that are trying to put those babies to bed, and all the four-leggeds can have greater peace and not be habitually terrified. Today, I'm asking that we consider the cost of freedom. Freedom always has a price. There's always a price that's paid for you to be free. Thank you, Snowden, forever until the end of time. May you be blessed. Go to rarebirdmedicine.com. There are always services offered there, and we do have some upcoming classes. Happy 4th of July. May you celebrate it with wisdom in both your eyes. Blessed be.